Here in front of me are two characters named Yarny who are from this video game called Unravel 2, where you play as these little characters made of yarn and you adventure through the world, solve puzzles, get over obstacles together. Not a sponsor, but I love the game and the characters so much that I decided to create my own. And I'm going to show you how you can create your own. Here's what you'll need: wire, pliers, colored yarn for the body, white yarn for the eyes, scissors, glue, and a ruler. So we're going to start by creating the skeleton of our Yarny. So go ahead and pull a fairly long piece of wire and cut it. Take this wire, fold it in half, and pinch the closed end with your pliers. Now while holding the closed end, go ahead and twist the wire onto itself like this. The reason why we're twisting this is so that the wire is much stronger when we're forming the skeleton of our Yarny. And we want to cut this piece to be exactly 11 inches. This will be for the leg/body. Go ahead and take and cut another long piece of wire. Repeat the same process as you did for the first wire. Now with this piece, we're gonna trim it to 7.5 inches. This will be the arms of your Yarny. So now grab your longer piece of wire and fold it just like this. So from here, once you have your shape, take your pliers, and now we're gonna bend the feet at a 90 degrees angle. There's one foot. And try to keep these as even as possible, just like that. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna attach the arms to the top of the legs. And the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna wrap our arms around the top, and you wanna wrap it as tightly as possible. All right, so now I have my arms wrapped around the top of the legs, just like this. They are relatively even on both sides. So the next thing you want to do after you have your body formed is create the head of your Yarny. So go ahead and pull a fairly long piece of wire and trim it. So now that you have your long piece of wire, we're gonna create an outline of our head shape, and then make sure you leave some excess wire at the bottom of it. So hold the head right on top of the shoulders, centered, and begin wrapping your wire around the body. This will keep the head in place and also provide us with a little bit of structure for the torso. And there we go. We got our skeleton finished and we're ready to move on to the next step. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna cut pieces of our yarn and glue it to the tips of our Yarny, and this will help us when we're wrapping the entire body with the yarn and prevents the tips from unraveling. Now we have all of our wire tips covered on our Yarny character. We're almost ready to wrap his whole entire body with yarn. We just gotta wait a little bit for the glue to dry. So now that our glue is nearly dry, we can start wrapping yarn around the entire body. And I like to start down here by the foot. So grab the tip of your yarn and have it pointing towards the heel and pinch it. And now we're gonna start wrapping the toe pretty tight to make sure that it does not come undone later on. And we can start working our way up the leg and quickly make your way towards the toes, and we're just gonna wrap it tightly just like we did for the other side. So now I have both legs wrapped and I can start making my way up the torso with the same technique. Just make it random, add some variety to the direction that you're wrapping. As long as you're covering that wire, that's all that matters. Okay, so now that I have all the wire from the torso covered with the yarn, I can start making my way towards the arms and tightly wrap the fingertips so that it does not come undone later on. Okay, so now that I have both of my arms covered and the rest of the body, I can start making my way up towards the head. And when I do this, I like to quickly make my way towards the tips, just like before, and wrap it tightly. There we go. Now we have all of our wire tips covered, and we can just continue wrapping the rest of the head. All right, so now I have the entire body of my Yarny wrapped from head to toe, and I haven't cut the yarn yet because what we're gonna do is we're gonna trim the yarn right around here, and we're gonna sort of use one of our leftover wire pieces to weave the yarn throughout a few places just to secure it. So now we have our excess yarn weaved through a few different spots in our Yarny, and we're going to take this last inch and just tuck it inside the body, there, just like that. he is nearly complete. All we have to do is make some eyeballs, glue them on, and we will be done. Okay, so now we're gonna create the eyes from our white yarn that I showed before. Go ahead and trim yourself a piece. And the way I like to shape the eyes is by making a round spiral. So once my yarn is at the right size, I can go ahead and trim it. And then we're not gonna glue it on just yet. We're gonna solidify our eyes by gluing them together to itself. All right, so now take your first eyeball that you worked on, add even more glue to the back of it, just a big drop like that, and we're gonna put it right there on the face. Now we can take our second piece, and just like that, we have our completed Yarny. And this one's based off the main character of the first game. You can get as creative and unique as you want when you're making your Yarny. I made a couple others that are pretty fun. This one is green and yellow and it has some twine in his body. And this one is made completely out of twine. And they're fun because you can pose them however way you want. You can sit them on your shelves. Kind of create a scene with a few of them. And share them with your friends. Have fun.